Hey everybody, welcome to another Dark Avengers comic book review, episode 51, on the road to episode 100, which will be probably sometime around next year, because figure there's 52 weeks in a year. Yeah. Anyway, in this episode, first off, we have Amber, who will be doing some more of her mangas and graphic novels. We have, guest starring is Joe and Kevin. And of course, you guys know my cameraman, Mike.
Hello.
And the comic books I will be reviewing are the current comic books that were released last Wednesday, which was the 20th of October in 2010. Said it completely roundabout. Anyway, so I'm going to get started with mine, and then we're going to switch off to Amber, who better not go more than about 5 minutes per book, at least.
Oh, 5 per book.
Okay. 5 times.
No.
40 minutes?
Yeah, she can talk.
One person says too long, and I'm cutting you. Next.
I'll just cut how many I do.
That would work too. Okay, first off is something I'm just going to say is awesome. I'm not going to really review it because a lot of people are like, why? Darkwing Duck number 5, the mini-series that actually went into an ongoing series.
Yeah, that's good to know. I love Negaduck.
I love it. That basically was supposed to be a 4-part series that turned out to be an ongoing series. So this is the second story arc in the series, which is being called Crisis on Infinite Darkwings. So I love it. The book is awesome. It's nostalgic moments galore, and they're actually advertising. I don't know if I should really show what they're advertising for. Coming in December, another morning cartoon that's actually getting its own comic
from
book.
the Disney
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. That's good.
Oh, that's a kick-ass stack. No comment. I love the Rescue Rangers. They were right at the Dark.
Chip and Dale?
Yeah, so you probably will be seeing that comic on this review at some point. But I love Darkwing. Nostalgic moments galore. I'm enjoying it. I'm continuing the series.
I'm glad they made an ongoing series.
I'm glad too. I love Darkwing Duck. It reminds me of the days when I watched cartoons in the morning.
I do have to say one quick thing. I miscounted. I have 6 books, not 8.
Wow, you really had to cut in like that and just say that. That's real good. Another book that I'm not reviewing is basically for those of you Halo fans, Halo Fall of Reach Boot Camp number 2. Well, it's Boot Camp, Halo Fall of Reach. This is about Spartan 117 John's origins. It's basically his this episode for this comic per se is when he's a little kid and he's growing up. He's in the boot camp. It's good for those of you Halo fans that want the origin of the original Spartan that you guys know and love from Halo 1 all the way to Halo 3. Check it out. If not, you won't. If you're not a Halo fan, you won't check it out. I'm just buying it because it's an interesting little series, and it's not like I'm buying that many Marvel books anymore. Marvel, once again, sponsors Halo, so Halo is a Marvel book. Only 3 Marvel books this week compared to all the rest that I have on DC. You'll be seeing less and less is right. Super Soldier, number 4 of 4, Steve Rogers, the final part. Steve Rogers just finishes off, I forgot the name of that. When Mike's done scanning the book, I will find out. I keep messing his name up. Thank you, Michael. I'm not used to Steve Rogers' villain, so...
Who's that? Not Red Skull.
No, Machine Smith, thank you. Machine Smith, he finishes off Machine Smith once and for all, because Machine Smith, he has the ability to take over robots' bodies. So Steve Rogers saved a robot body of one of his ex-girlfriends, who becomes possessed, but him and the girl, before she was possessed, triggered a thing where he would go in, but there's waves can go in, but they can't go out. So he's trapped, the end. But then you find out that Dr. Erskine, whatever his name is still alive, and they are making Super Soldier still with Steve Rogers' blood that they've acquired. And it says the end, but a big question mark. And Steve Rogers goes back to the Secret Avengers, and that's where they leave it off. So basically, there is room. They left it open. They can make this an ongoing series if they wanted to, but at the moment they're not. Then again, the way Marvel's pricing is going, I hope not. Because speaking of that, I have to take a time out for a second. Marvel has gone back on their word. Actually, let me do this first, and then we'll talk about Marvel before we go to Amber. X-23 number 2, tying into Wolverine Goes to Hell. Hell. It's hell. You're the Southerner. You say hell.
Ale.
There you go. Anyway, in this episode, X-23 finally is confronted by Wolverine, who is now possessed by a demon. and Wolverine actually kills the guy she likes, or he's near death, and he's like, well, you can't give me anything in return, so I'm just gonna let him go. She's like, I can prove that I could survive in hell. And basically he says fine, he taps her, she's dead, he's dead, Wolverine's gone, so there goes the tie. Now, as far as I understood, she's, I believe, in hell. That's what I'm getting from the last page.
Wait,
So,
X-23 is now in hell?
as far as I'm guessing.
So they're continuing this series then.
Oh yeah, X-23 is an ongoing.
But now she's going to be in hell with Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. I'm guessing there might be a crossover.
Are you liking it, this whole...
I actually am liking it. Wolverine goes to hell. I'll see when the story arc is done how good Wolverine will be or won't be, and if it's not, then I'll do exactly what I did to the Avengers book, which I'm not getting next week. Drop it. What? You were there when I was ordering my comics, hon. You saw that I dropped the Avengers.
You're gonna drop X-23.
If it sucks, yes. This is a $3.99 title. Now I'm going to talk about Marvel. Marvel said that all the new titles starting in January of 2011, like DC is shrinking all their prices of their comics down by $1, $2.99. Marvel, on the other hand, has made the same promise, except the solicitations for January all say new comics are still $3.99. Either this is a mistake, or Marvel is going to remain at the $3.99 price tag. Now, I don't really care. I'm dropping any book that's $3.99 that I'm not enjoying. That's my new thing. If I don't like it, it's $3.99. It's done. The end. Because all the books from DC now are $2.99. Granted, it's $1, but believe me, guys, dollars add up. You get 3 comics, and you drop those 3 because they're no good. Because they're $3.99, you save $3. You save $3. If they go down to $2.99, you're saving $3 if they drop it. I said if I drop it. If their prices drop to $1 each, that's 3 comics, $3. $3 for another comic you can buy. Every 3 comics you get 1 free then again. This price is wrong. And then Marvel basically went back, and then the guy who made the article said, well, you got to give Marvel a chance. They have to give you... No. If you're going to drop the title prices, drop them. If you're not, don't say you are to compete with another company and then go back on your word. That's my feeling. That's why you're going to be noticing a lot of my comics aren't going to be Marvel anymore. They're going to be more... Let me put it this way. These are the only real in-continuity titles right now from DC. Well, this is a mini, and so is this, but this doesn't really count because it's Halo. 2 Marvel, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 DC. Enough said. No offense. I mean, DC has the problem with their writing and everything too. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing Marvel and praising DC. DC has their problems too, and I will complain about them when I get up to them. Right now I'm talking about Marvel, and Marvel did wrong. If they're not going to lower their prices, they should have just kept their mouths shut. That's my opinion.
It could be this. The only thing I could think of is possible. Maybe Marvel is not doing too well, and that's why they're keeping the prices higher, and DC's doing better.
Oh, when Marvel gets rid of Brian Michael Bendis, then we can talk about good stuff. Let's see now. I'm getting 3 titles that I'm possibly dropping, once again, from Marvel. Let's see if they're good. If they're good, I'll continue them. If they're not, bye. Okay, now I'm going to leave my DC books alone for a second, and we're going to turn this review over to Amber, who will be doing her mangas and her 2 graphic novels.
Okay, thank you. I'll make this short.
God bless you.
I'm continuing the Visara series with volumes number 24, 25, 26, and 27, which there's the first cover. Second cover. Third cover. And 4th cover. Okay, how do I put this? I'm still enjoying the series, but it's getting a little boring. I skipped over, I don't know,
27 volumes? Yeah, I would guess it gets boring.
There's a lot more than 27.
Okay.
I skipped over, I think, 2 or 3 books, right? And by the 27th, she's only just now getting to the point where they are dethroning the final king. And in the end of this, I hate this. I'm sorry, I really hate this.
Don't look at me, I have no idea what any of this is about.
They say that Sasara and the Red King were killed. Tatara and the Red King were killed. Turns out what they said was those names were killed. Now, she's continuing her life as Sasara, and the Red King is now going by his name. So, they're telling this story to the kids. Like, all the battles and everything. I'm sorry, but no.
So I'm guessing you're dropping that.
I'm just curious, how many volumes
I don't know.
does this go up to?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
But I'm getting the finger from Mike, so.
Okay, so we'll see you guys in the next part of this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. So stick around. We have DC Comics. We have 2 more graphic novels from Amber. Well, actually, a trade paperback and a graphic novel. So we'll see you guys in the next part.